Now I can say the 4 things that your brain does, the 4 things that your neocortex does. All are very important. The first thing it does is it discovers the causes in the world. You don't know them when you're born. You have to discover them. No one programs it, right? You have to discover them through your interaction with the world. This in itself is a very valuable thing. This is what we do as scientists or as any people who are trying to understand the world. Our job is to look at the data and figure out what are the underlying causes here. What made this happen? This is what we do. The second thing that a brain does, once it has a model of the world, it can do inference, which is just a fancy word for pattern recognition. So you can see new patterns coming in. In fact, you always have new patterns coming in because you'll never have the same pattern coming on your eyes or your ears and your skin twice in your life. You can look at me a million times. It's going to be a different pattern every time because things are slightly moving around and changing. So you have these new patterns coming in, and you want to recognize what they are based on the model. The third thing that the brain does is it makes predictions. It has a model, and the model says, well, I know how things behave, and therefore, when I'm observing something, I'm going to predict what's happening next. Now, you're not generally aware of these predictions, but your brain is doing them all the time, every moment of your waking life. So because you understand English, and I certainly do hope you understand English tonight, because you understand English and you're listening to me speak, your brain will automatically predict what word is at the end of this sentence. You're doing this every moment of your waking life. When I put my hand down on this lectern, I've never been exactly here, I've never done the exact same thing. I have expectations of what it's going to feel like, even if I'm not thinking about it. And if it felt like it was liquid or wet or jello, or if my hand passed through it, I'd be very surprised. Your brain is constantly doing this all the time. And the fourth thing your brain does, your cortex does, is it basically is the high-level motor control system. And so it's creating behavior. So my speech, for example, is completely coming from my neocortex.